welcome back to my channel. If some of you know me or have watched any of my other videos, I have a 1.5-year-old Bella. Sorry, my cat is on the bed with me today. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about my postpartum hacks. Very, very simple hacks, nothing too extravaganza because I didn't use a lot, because the idea of using a spray bottle or salts or anything near me was just like, my anxiety was too much for it. Now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is when you are in labour, you're going to be in a lot of pain, and you're obviously, if you're going to be going to hospital, you're going to need to sit on something to help the pain. Now, if you had a lot of back pain like I did, you're going to need one of these. Now, yes, it is a breastfeeding pillow for when you obviously are nursing a newborn, but this was the only thing that helped me stop screaming at my Uber driver. Me and Jamie had to get an Uber to the hospital when we had Bella because it was like 11 p.m. in the evening. So I sat on this and it did help a lot because I was in a lot of pain when you have contractions. And just in general, when you're feeling discomfort, I would advise, if you're going to have like if you want to use this while you're feeding, then just get 2 of them. Have one to sit on and then one to feed with. Second of all, when it comes to postpartum, there's going to be stretch marks if you have stretch marks, whether it's on your boobs, whether it's on your butt, your legs, your stomach. You're going to get stretch marks in places that you never really thought you'd get stretch marks, right? Now I'm going to be talking about Neil's Yard Covent Garden remedies. Now, this was actually gifted to me by a friend of mine who's a photographer, and she gave me like a pack. It came with some baby oil and some like baby shampoo, I think it was. Now, this is called Mother's Balm. It deeply nourishes and helps prevent stretch marks, and it's kind of like a nice kind of gooey kind of consistency. Use this 1 to 2 times a day on your stomach. But avoid the nipples during pregnancy. I think it's got because it's got elasticity in it, so you don't want to use it during pregnancy because you need to keep all your skin kind of loose so you can breastfeed. I never used it on my boobs or my nipples, but I did use it on my stomach, and it did help kind of, because I had really, really red, really, really purple stretch marks, and they've gone down so much now. I didn't even use most of it. What I did use kind of like after I got out of that postpartum phase was cup of coffee. I have like a picture of it. If you've ever seen like my videos where I talk about, you know, how to kind of clear your skin up, I have talked about that before. I also use it to like kind of like if I'm having a really irritable day with my eczema and my stretch marks, I will use that there. It does help. Now, another thing I want to talk about in regards to breastfeeding, if you're struggling with supply and you're trying everything to try and get it up, you can use these. They're a brand called Legendary Milk. None of us are sponsored, by the way. This is just things that I've used that have helped. And this one is Liquid Gold. Now, these supplements will ridiculously boost your milk supply. The only annoying thing about it, and no one said this to me and there was no videos about this, is the tablets are absolutely huge. Now, if you struggle to swallow tablets, then I wouldn't recommend this because they're quite expensive. They have to ship all the way over from America. So I spent a lot of money on these and then realised that I couldn't really swallow them. I still have them just in case when I have my second eventually, and you know, I'll go, you know what, I'm going to really, really try and swallow these and whatever. I'll try again. But I didn't actually have these until after I'd stopped, when I was trying to get my supply back to pump, but I'd stopped for over a year, so it kind of didn't really work on that one. Next, you're going to want one of these. Now, it depends whether you have a baby in the summer or a baby in the winter, but you are going to want a dressing gown of some sort, because you're going to be in so much pain. You're not going to want to be wearing loads and loads of layers regardless, because you're going to be in pain everywhere. Especially if you're breastfeeding, you're going to have boob pain, nipple pain, and bras and everything touching you all the time. It's going to be a nightmare, especially in that first 10 days, depending on your labour, I would say. Now, this one I got from Ann Summers. It's a nice, airy, silky kind of one. I'll have everything I've used linked in the description. If you've had a winter baby, then I would advise, you know, a really thick one, because you're going to want to stay quite warm afterwards. But I would say dressing gown definitely, or something loose that you can wear. Now, fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth, this is going to be the last one. It's going to be the main one that you're going to want to need. If you have an episiotomy, or the idea of an episiotomy, that happened to me. I had to get snipped open down there, and I had to get stitches. And let me tell you, it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. I was on constant painkillers for about 2 weeks straight. That's how, like, every 4 hours. So every time I was needing to feed, I was also having to take painkillers at the same time. It was not fun. Now, it wasn't until I was maybe 2 to 3 days postpartum that I thought, you know what, I can't do this. I haven't got a peri bottle, I haven't got anything, I need something. Now this is a foldable sitz bath. They are very cheap. Now what you can do, if you don't have one of these, you can fill the bath. What I did was I filled the bath. Do not put any products in it. No bubbles, no nothing. You don't want any of that near you if you've been cut down there, if you've had an episiotomy. Fill the bath up with about that much of water and just sit in it. Sit in it for 15 minutes per day, just to clear the stitches, just to give yourself some ease. Now what I did with this is I stuck this in the toilet. I filled it with boiling water and a little bit of cold water to make the temperature fine. So every time I went for a wee, you fill this up. You sit in it for about, you know, a minute and a half. It clears everything. You don't have to do any spraying or anything like that. And let me tell you, by 3 weeks, I was a new woman. By 3 weeks postpartum, I was an absolute new woman. So this is the thing I would recommend the most. Yes, it is used for piles, and it is not like, you know, the sexiest thing, or like, you know, the thing to do. But trust me, it works. You're not going to be feeling sexy. You're not going to be feeling brilliant. You're going to be tired, hungry. You basically feel hungover. And if you had stitches down there, you're also going to be in absolute agony. This is what I'm talking about specifically if you've had an episiotomy, especially if it's your first baby. If you have no idea what postpartum is like, and like you're young and you're pregnant, get one of these. Amazon, less than a tenner. Honestly, it's gonna do you the world of good. I didn't have a peri bottle. I did have like the antiseptic wipes that you're supposed to put in your pad. I didn't use them. Didn't do the cooling pads or the ice pads, ice pack or anything. This, honestly, lifesaver, cheapest thing you can ever do. Those are my 5 things I used for postpartum. If you like this video, like it, comment down below, and I'll see you again for more videos.